I found this model of the school somewhere on the internet, and I would like to do a scenario diagram or a storyboard about the usage of different spaces of this project. So I'm going to be supposing some of these scenarios because I'm not really aware of the use of the school, because as I told you, I just found it on the internet. But let's suppose that we want to take some images from here and put some scenarios, some imaginary scenarios of people using these spaces. So for instance, I would take maybe a scene from the classes and a scene from the restaurant and the scene from maybe this courtyard. Okay, so first of all, we have to take maybe export of some of these stuff. So it's easy to export by doing file and then export, and then we find the image here, and let's do it like not fit to 500, zoom to, and let's write 100, and let's show the looseless. So this would give us good quality, and also 150 or 300 would be enough. And okay. And another one from this scene. Now we exported the two scenes here actually. Let's choose the size of the image that we want to work on, so that we don't really clean the whole scene, but only clean and beautify the size that we are going to maybe decide. So I would say that we would work on this kind of size, let's suppose. So with the crop tool, enter, and here we go. And let's choose the same size, which is 30 by 45, let's say, approximately 30 by 45, and having it here as well. So we would have one scene from here maybe, and there a copy, and the other scene from there via copy. So we have our three scenes. That's cool. Let's open new window. Let's do it big, like here, 2000 pixel by 2000 pixel, and we can even make like by the crop tool. Let's work out like this. Maybe this is too much. Let's reduce it a little bit. That's cool, and let's move the whole images there, and we make it bigger so that we could work freely. Yes, and we move the other ones here. Now we cannot see clearly maybe the borders of the drawings, so let's draw a stroke around each one of them. We are going to stop on this icon, Control, left click, we have the selection, then we become sure that we are on this rectangular murky tool or the lasso any, or the polygonal lasso whatsoever, right click and stroke. Let's choose maybe a color which is dark blue. Yeah, that's cool. And let's repeat. That's cool. Now maybe we can move it a bit. After this, let's draw another frame maybe, but first of all, let's rename this one. Give them some colors so that we can find them easily later. Cool. Now, let's draw a frame for each one of them to make an emphasis on them. So I will write a frame here. And there are two ways to draw a frame. Either you draw it manually, like this, and you try to, calculate the spaces and make them equal and so on. It might be mistaken and blah blah blah. So this is tiring a bit. So what we are going to do actually is to press again here, and we can right click and transform selection, and just do this, and this, and maybe this one as well. So here we know that we have equal from above and under. So what we're going to do is to right click and the control here again. After this we go to select, and after this we are going to do modify and feather, and let's select the radius. Let's write 15. So after pressing on the icon, we go to select, modify, and then expand, and let's say 45. So we have this kind of border which is equal from each side, and we can make stroke right now, and then, or let's make it on the frame, actually on the frame layer. So stroke, and with the same color, but let it be, for example, 15 as well, and from the outside, that's cool and okay. So we have it right now, and we can copy it, sorry, and now we have emphasized the three images. After this, let's start painting our scenes. So in this scene we have this ground here which is totally white, so we might like to maybe add a pattern, right? So how can we add a pattern here, guys? Let's first of all make a new layer and call it maybe pattern left image. Okay, and right click, fill with a pattern. So check the patterns that you have, guys, already, and maybe you can find some pattern of I don't know, like grass or something like this. And I would also want to color it with the same color of the foreground, so I made Control U for the saturation and then colorize. I checked colorize, but I have to increase the lightness, and now it looks cool. So we know, guys, that this is also grass somehow, and we can also choose this one and fill it again with the same maybe pattern. So we can also add here pattern right image and fill, pattern already selected, control, colorize, and tag. That's all. Cool. After this, let's paint maybe also this part, because we did not paint it here. We forgot to paint it actually. Cool. Now we can also paint maybe some of the other patterns, but these are not trees. this is kind of maybe concrete or something. So we might want to apply a new strategy. First of all, let's renew also middle pattern. Middle, okay. So what kind of strategies do we have to maybe fill and pattern also, but with another thing. For example, let's see this pattern. Okay, that's not really clean pattern. Let's choose another one. Maybe try this one. Nope. So I'm going to try to fill with another pattern to show the concrete feeling maybe of this. So I'm going to try different patterns like this one, for example. And this one seems okay, so Control U again to colorize it, and I'll increase the lightness again, and here you go. Looks neat. Cool. What we have to do after this, guys, is maybe to add some coloring to the places that we want to emphasize on the buildings. So how are we going to do this? By the brushes. So let's, for instance, go to this one, and let's add a new layer, and we call it border on the left image. We go into the brush tool, and you can also do it with the pen tool, depends on which one you like. If we use the pen tool, we use the straight line with the stroke of the same foreground color, and maybe you can increase this to 5 to see if it's suitable or not. And let's start. So this looks cool, but we might actually increase it to maybe 8, or if you want to have it like emphasized to 12. Okay, that's cool. So we wanted to emphasize this building, and we emphasize it so you can see it easily. Also here we want to emphasize maybe this courtyard, so let's just draw over it. And here I want to emphasize maybe this coffee shop. Somebody will ask me, what if we want to do it with the brush tool? The brush tool is also easy actually. So you just go to the brush and you choose any of the general brush, maybe with the heart round, with maybe 15 as well. Create a new layer, and we create it, we call it brush border, for example. And just stop here and press shift and click, and here we go. Press shift and you click. So here it wouldn't be looking really rounded as it might look if you use the pen tool, but some people don't really like the pen tool. And yeah, for you, if you don't really know how to use the pen tool, you can use this until you learn how to use the pen tool, because the pen tool is really important. And I could cut this part. That's it. Yes. Now we know the parts that we are going to work at. Maybe now it's time also to color some of these parts. So for instance, here we can color this. Alt backspace and Alt. Maybe here you can color this and this. So we just want to give, some characteristics of the buildings, and this is the only reason we are painting it, to break maybe this spontaneous character of these buildings. So it's kind of artistic way somehow. Maybe you can also paint the roof, because it doesn't really look good. That's cool. The next step is to add some maybe decoration. So what can we add here? We can add some trees. But because of this line work, I would like to add some trees which looks like, vectors. So we have to choose well the tree that we are going to use. So let's write tree here. So in this layer, we can brush any winter tree if we want, or if you have. So you would look for winter trees. So Photoshop winter tree brush, and you'll find a lot of them. So let's see this one for example. So these are not really the ones that I'm looking for. Let's see if we have another results here. These ones are cool. Let me open them. This is also really cool. This is cool. So we have some of them actually here, which might work. And thank you for this website offering it for free. Let's download them. After downloading them, let's go to the brush options through the window. Let's go to brush settings to import our brushes. Let's go to brush, and from these lines we will use import brush. And let's go to the trees that we have and import both of them. Then we'll find them here and also here. So let's choose the brush that we're going to place. Maybe this one is cool. And let's decide on the size that is going to happen. So yeah, it looks really nice. Maybe also I put one here, but a little bit smaller. And let's make it like here and remove from the border here. So this would give us nice feeling. I think that's enough for the trees. Now maybe it's time to add some people. So let's add some people. Maybe from the same website we can write people brush. So or just people, and let's see. There are a lot of people brushes on the internet. It's really easy to find them, but in this case maybe we would not even use the brushes, we would use illustrations to give some colors. So illustrations people for instance, and let's see what kind of illustrations we can find. So this looks cool, the flat illustrations, and let's see if they are free or not for use. That's cool. We can use them. If you are not going to use them in commercial projects, if you are going to use them in an educational project, feel free to use these people, okay? If you want to have in a commercial project, please buy them and support Bushfink illustration, okay? So, if you're going to use them, how are you going to use these kind of illustrations? Let's see it together. Let's suppose that we downloaded this, okay? So let's add, or let's take these guys here. Yes, up, and humans, right? And let's adjust the scale of the people, you know? So the scale is almost right now, maybe. Yes, that's enough. And let's remove the white color, the background. And now let's cut these people and paste them around our project. So we want to add these people here, but behind this glass maybe, so we can play with their lightness, right? Because they are behind this glass. So that's cool for them. You can also play with this child, make him stand on the ground. Cool. You can have this lady far away here. And let's cut this one. This. So as if she is here beside this door. And again, let's reduce the opacity so that this gives the depth actually of the pictures maybe. Right. And you can have this leaning child. We put it here. Make it smaller a bit, saying something. So we added some cool people to the picture or to the image. Now it's time maybe to add some speech bubbles so that they might want to say something, they might want to deliver a message. So we have to find a speech bubble. So let's write a speech bubble. Let's find something geometric so that it's kind of close to our maybe architectural or line work illustrations. So we want something really geometric with like rectangle and straight lines. Something like this, but a little bit maybe bigger. We can also draw it if we want. So yeah, let's draw it, right? So let's make a new layer and make speech bubble. Let's just do, you know, some rectangle, and with the lasso tool we add this, and then stroke, and then let's make it 8, and that's it. And you know, 1, 2, white, done. So we can add this one here. But the ones I'm going to speak are these ones actually. So if we want to add it, it should be somehow not covering the courtyard, right? So maybe this is the one that should be speaking, and she's texting on the phone already. So that's helpful because she is writing something to her friend. This green line disturbing me a little bit, so I might turn it into black and white easily. Right now. Yeah, so what about this woman? What is she going to say? Let's reduce the font a bit. Or way more. And let's move the text way up. So I'm just writing anything. Amazing plays to me with my friends. So let's adjust the text because the spacing is too much. So I'm just making it auto. That's cool. And let's adjust the font size to make it maybe 12 to 8. Yes, let's go. And yes, and maybe also just make bold amazing plays, and to meet with my friends is going to be regular. Yeah, that gives better feeling somehow. And let's have the bubble, the same bubble, and maybe this guy would say something else. So what's he going to say? Maybe planting or watering. Watering my plant before the lesson is my hobby. Let's say this, okay? And let's maybe make this a little bit wider. And the school, yes. And the last one, maybe someone here is eating, so he's going to say and let's adjust the speech bubble to accommodate it. And actually it's better to draw a new one because of the distorted ratios, so we can easily draw a new one with the same method. Easy peasy. Right? Remove this old one, and that's all for the speech bubbles. Now, maybe this kind of illustrations need some details more in the modeling, or need one color only that kind of emphasize just one characteristic that you want to emphasize. So here I might want to add somehow a pinky like color because I think it would look cool. So let's see what kind of maybe pink we can include. Let's try this one. And we can maybe add it in a part that you want people to look at. So I would choose here, maybe this wall, and I would just paint it. So people would look here somehow. Or maybe even I wouldn't just paint it with pink, I would paint it with a gradient of pink. So I would choose here pink's gradients. There are amazing ones, and I'll just paint it. It looks cool, right? And here, for instance, I can choose this wall, and I have to remove these parts because I think there's a problem with the drawing which didn't make it, feel connected. So only this part, and I'll paint it with another gradient, also from the pinks. But let's try, for example, this one, and see. Yeah, this looks nice. I like it somehow. If you want here also, you can add any of the features, but I would just leave it like this. So by doing this, we had a really easy and nice line work, and the more detail that you would add, the more beautiful the things would look like. If you want to add colors here to the white grounds as well, it might look more sophisticated. Like if you add a ground here with a texture, for instance, it would also look nice. Let's add the same pattern actually, and see how it's going to look like. So we added the same pattern, as you can see, with the colorize, but let's choose the color first, and then Control U, colorize, and let's add yes and OK. Now I think that's enough for this storyboard diagrams. I'm really excited to see your application on this type of diagrams. I really like it, and see you in the next lesson.